You're 35,000 feet in the air. The cabin is dark. Most of the passengers are sound asleep, having been cradled by the gentle hum of the engines. And you? You're reclining, earbuds in, daydreaming about your destination, totally relaxed, totally unaware. Yet 3 rows behind you, another person is fully alert. They did not get on this flight to take a nap. As you're dozing off to visions of beaches or business transactions, they're mulling over your wallet or the money you secretly tucked under the seat in front of you. For yes, mid-air theft exists, and it doesn't feel like a film until you're the lead. In today's video, we're revealing the hidden world of in-flight theft, how it actually happens, who thieves are targeting, when it's most likely to occur, and the sneaky ways they do it right under your nose without anyone even noticing until it's too late. These aren't bumbling pickpockets, these are pros. They know the routes, they select specific seats, and they wait their time until you're most vulnerable. So, if you've ever dozed off on a red-eye with your backpack on the floor, or put your carry-on in the overhead bin without a second thought, this video is for you. Let's dissect how mid-air theft actually works, and more importantly, how you can ensure it never happens to you. Let's start with timing. Because yes, even sky-high theft runs on a schedule. Timing is everything. And night flights? They're a goldmine for airborne thieves. Consider the following. The lights dim. Sleep masks appear. Individuals take melatonin or sleeping pills. Half the cabin is asleep in minutes. Eyes shut. Earbuds in. Zero consciousness. And that's when they strike. In one recent case, a man quietly moved through a darkened cabin, unzipping bags under seats and in overhead compartments, and walked away with over $23,000 in cash. No one noticed. No alarms. By the time his victims realized what had happened, he was already off the plane and blending into the baggage claim crowd. And it is not an isolated incident. A Filipino businessman who flew business class in a red-eye flight from Bahrain to Istanbul had his pouch completely emptied while he slept. Flight attendants found bundles of stolen cash hidden in several overhead compartments, all shoved there mid-flight. Not just at night. However, don't believe you're safe simply because the sun's out. Red-eye flights, which are those brutal 5 or 6 a.m. flights, are also dangerous. Why? Since travelers are still half asleep, staggering on board in autopilot mode. You're drowsy, you're in a hurry, you're throwing your bag up there without securing it. And that brief foggy moment? That's all they need. Ever boarded a plane so tired you don't even remember finding your seat? That's the very lapse in attention these thieves count on. It doesn't take force, just opportunity. And on planes, opportunity is everywhere. Long-haul flights equals larger targets. Now, if there's one kind of flight that crooks a door even more than red-eyes, it's international long hauls. Why? Just that. The stakes are greater. International travelers usually carry more money, more electronics, and more important papers. They're traveling farther for business or important visits, and that means more valuable items in their bags. Add in lengthy flight durations frequently, 1, 0, 12, even 15 hours in the air, and you have the perfect storm. People get tired, forget about their belongings, and before long aren't checking their bags at all. Meanwhile, a thief a few rows away is observing, waiting. They have time, and they don't require much of it. And there's another key ingredient: confusion. When you're crossing borders, managing new time zones, filling out customs forms, or speaking new languages, you're distracted, focusing on immigration papers, transit gates, duty declarations. And your open backpack in the overhead compartment? It's not doing anything to safeguard its contents. And let's be frank, most aircraft thefts aren't random. These thieves preview flights ahead of time. They buy tickets with intent, aware that a route such as San Francisco to Hong Kong is much more profitable than a quick flight to Phoenix. It's not personal, it's strategic. Surprise, the danger starts young. You'd think theft only happens mid-flight when the cabin is quiet. And yes, that's a hot moment. But some of the riskiest times are actually when you least expect it, right during boarding. Consider it. Everybody's moving, checking seats, managing bags, attempting not to obstruct the aisle. It's busy, frenzied, disorderly, and chaos is the ideal cover. All a thief needs to do is pretend to search for their row while discreetly surveying unzipped bags, a half-zipped backpack, a designer purse just lying there, an open laptop. They sneak in, pull something out, and move on while the rest of us are too busy stowing our own things to even see. Now let's discuss 2 additional danger zones that you've probably never considered: meal service and landing. First up, meal service. Flight attendants are pushing carts down the aisle, and suddenly everyone is distracted. You're opening up your tray table, unwrapping plastic utensils, selecting chicken or pasta. Your focus is completely forward. Not on your bag by your feet, not on the overhead bin above. And that's when an expert thief strikes. Stealthily, silently, dipping into an unwatched bag under the seat, or digging through a bin when no one is looking. You're too busy juggling your drink to pay any attention. Then comes the final trap: landing and deplaning. Everyone's ready to exit the plane. Passengers are standing in front of the seatbelt sign before it's even turned off. You're reaching for your phone, pulling down your luggage, perhaps responding to a text. The cabin is alive with activity. It's the perfect cover. That person behind you? They might unzip your overhead bag while pretending to retrieve theirs. Or worse, they might grab 2 bags and walk off with yours as their own. By the time you realize something's amiss, you're already at baggage claim, and so are they, blended into the crowd. These thieves? They understand the rhythm of a flight better than most passengers. They're relying on you being too distracted at precisely the wrong time. Let's concentrate on the most popular storage location, under the seat in front of you. TSA actually suggests you leave your personal item there. Convenient, huh? Perfect for your laptop, passport, wallet, headphones. But here's what most people overlook. Here's the situation. The person in front of you leans forward to stretch or grab something. Their hand comes between their legs and right into your underseat bag. Not enough to take the whole thing, just a subtle unzip of a side pocket. In one sly motion, your wallet or passport is gone. Now consider the individual sitting beside you. They accidentally drop something, or they wait for you to go to the lavatory. That's their opportunity. One dive under the seat, a zip of a zipper, and you'll never have a clue anything occurred until you're at the customs counter, rummaging through your bag and noticing your passport is gone. By then, the thief is gone, and so is your ID. The good news? This trick is easy to block. Rule number 1. Don't put valuables in your underseat bag. If it's something you can't afford to lose: passport, cards, electronics, keep it on your body. Wear a jacket with zippered pockets, carry a crossbody bag, or wear a belt bag that remains strapped to you throughout the flight. Still want to utilize that underseat space? No problem, lock it up. You don't require anything heavy duty. Even a zipper clip or tiny carabiner threaded through the poles will do. Most thieves won't even try if it looks even a little effort is required. Frequent flyer tip: pull your bag behind your legs after takeoff, rather than storing it in front of you. It keeps it out of reach of the row in front, and provides more room to stretch out. Win-win. You don't need to outwit every person on the aircraft. Simply make your bag more difficult to steal than the next one. That bit of resistance? It's usually sufficient to cause a thief to look elsewhere. Now, let's talk about the overhead bin, the other blind spot. You stuff your carry-on in there, zip it shut, and don't give it another thought until landing. Out of sight, out of mind. But that's exactly the problem. Theft happens up there more than you'd think, and it's hard to spot. Here's the method. A thief gets up during the flight, opens the bin as if they're reaching for their own luggage, and begins rummaging casually. They move things around, say something about searching for headphones, pretend like they're being awkward. But what they're actually doing is unzipping outer pockets, not their bag, but yours, and slipping out anything that fits in one hand. A wallet, a tablet, a phone, something light, valuable, and untraceable. It looks so ordinary that nobody bats an eye. Because realistically, how many black roller bags with side pockets are crammed in those bins? They all look the same. And yes, it's been caught on camera. In one now viral clip shared by aviation vlogger Sam Chui, a man was filmed mid-theft on an Asiana Airlines red-eye from Hong Kong to Incheon. He stood up during the night, casually opened bins, and moved a briefcase from one to another. When he noticed someone watching, he quietly placed it back. That's how fast and silent it can be. That viral video? It racked up millions of views, and with good reason. It proved just how real and widespread in-flight theft really island. The riskiest times? They're not what you'd expect. The two most vulnerable moments on any flight are right after boarding, when everyone's preoccupied with finding their seat and stashing bags. Right before landing, when the cabin erupts into chaos with folks rising early, reaching for overhead bins. It's pandemonium. Everyone's moving in every direction, heads are turned, attention is diverted, and no one's really paying attention to the guy a couple of rows back, quietly holding on to a second bag that might not even be his. What can you do about it? Let's get practical. First, choose a better storage spot. If you're flying solo, don't put your carry-on directly above your own seat. Put it across the aisle or a row ahead somewhere you can actually monitor. That way, you'll notice if someone opens the bin. Second, close all of the pockets on your bag. The outside ones particularly. Got zippers or loops? Clip, carabiner, or even twist tie them. Takes 2 seconds, but usually enough to persuade a thief to move on. And this one's a no-brainer. Never stow your most precious items in the overhead bin. No cash, no passport, no jewelry, no electronics you can't afford to replace. Think of that bin like checked luggage. It's for sweaters, snacks, and toiletries, not your identity. Because by the time you realize something's missing up there, the thief who took it may be halfway to another gate or another nation. Now, here's a danger zone in plain sight. That seatback pocket right in front of you? It's convenient, it feels secure, but it's one of the least secure spots on the entire plane. No zipper, no flap, no protection. Most people thoughtlessly toss in their wallet, passport, phone for a moment. That's all it takes. All a person needs is timing. A fake stumble in the aisle. A quick grab, that's it. Your valuables are gone, and you'll never even realize it. And here's the kicker. Even if no one steals from that pocket, you'll lose something yourself. According to flight attendants, the most commonly forgotten items on planes are wallets and passports left behind in that pocket. Why? Because people empty their hands during boarding, pull things from their jeans or jacket to get comfy, then forget to put them back. And when it's time to deplane, you're stretching, grabbing your bag, checking your phone. One last glance at your seat? Most people skip it. Next thing you know, you're at immigration, digging frantically through your backpack to find that your passport didn't make the flight. Frequent flyers in the TPG Lounge Facebook group joked, "There's a 139 million% chance you'll forget whatever you put in there." Others admitted they've lost iPads, glasses, books, even a boarding pass to what they now call the seatback abyss. And even if you do remember to check, you might not like what you find. Some passengers have discovered leaking water bottles, used tissues, dirty diapers, even insulin needles from earlier flights. Why? Because seatback pockets don't get deep cleaned often. Cabin crews aim for high touch points those pockets. They get overlooked. So what's the safer plan? Keep your essentials close, but not randomly tucked into open pockets. Instead, a zippered inner pocket jacket, or a sling bag that stays strapped across your chest during the flight. The goal is simple. Your valuables should be like a second skin, not something you set down and cross your fingers later. If it's something you'd panic about losing, don't leave it where toddlers store snacks. Let's talk about travel clothing and why it matters. The safest place to store valuables? Zippered jacket pockets on your person. And no, we're not talking about bulky vests from the 92nd. Today's smart travel wear is sleek, functional, and designed for real travelers. For women, jackets like the Scotavest Chloe Glow hoodie or an Atomi Kenya Safari jacket are stylish, low-profile options that discreetly hold passports, phones, and more. For men, choices such as the Scotvest Tropiforma jacket or the Baubax travel jacket feature secret pockets, RFID security, and low-key styling that won't shout tourist. No additional bag, No purse slung around the neck, no sitting duck, just your valuables zipped and secured precisely where thieves cannot access. Not every in-flight theft involves someone reaching into your bag. Sometimes, it happens in total silence right from the seat beside you. Picture this. You're on a business trip, catching up on emails, maybe checking your bank account, maybe logging into your hotel app. And right behind you, someone's watching. This is what security experts call visual theft, when someone steals your information just by looking over your shoulder. No machines, no breaking in, just sharp eyes and nice timing. Planes make it very convenient. Seats are close together. Privacy is pretty much non-existent. If you're typing passwords or opening confidential documents, the fellow sitting beside you or sitting behind you can read every keystroke. They don't need to try and guess your login. They watched you type it in. And if you think this sounding far-fetched, it isn't. Security professionals have been griping about this for years, especially on flights where passengers can frequently work, do banking, or fill out immigration forms in view. You don't necessarily require a thief to take your wallet. Your open laptop will do at times. The silver lining? This one's an easy fix. Don't expose sensitive documents to public view unless you must. Use fingerprint or face login, and don't copy full passwords down in public if you can help it. Even better? Try getting a privacy screen. From the front, your screen looks as it should, but from the side, it's dead black. One of the brightest, most cost-saving things you can carry around with you, and one of the easiest to keep prying eyes away from your business. And now here's something you may not expect. What if you were the thief, without even knowing it? Sounds absurd, doesn't it? But every year, airlines lose thousands of dollars worth of lost items, and not necessarily all of them from seasoned thieves in seat 27B. Sometimes, it's just an average passenger who thought, well, nobody said I couldn't take this. We're talking theft by accident. That nice blanket you stuffed into your backpack? Airline property. The complimentary headphones? Unless you paid for them, also not yours. That little pillow thing? The metal knives? Even the laminated safety card you thought you could keep as a nice memento? Technically, all of it is the airline's. And don't forget the big one. The life vest under your seat. Yes, they are taken home by some people as a joke. But removing a life vest is not just a safety concern, it's against federal law. Individuals have been cited for that. And the worst news? The next person in that seat doesn't have coverage in the event of an emergency. Most of the time, they're taken irresponsibly. But every missing pillow, every lost vest, every borrowed pair of headphones costs money, and who pays for them? You, in the form of higher ticket prices for everyone. So next time you swipe that airline-branded spoon, ask yourself, do I really need another paper napkin that badly? So the next time you fly, keep in mind, not all turbulence comes from above. Sometimes, it's the sneaky reach under a seat, the inattentive shuffling in the overhead bin, the pilfering glance at your screen, or the souvenir you didn't even realize wasn't yours to steal. Most passengers feel that once they've gone through security and boarded the plane, they're safe. But as you've seen, the true danger could be sitting just one seat away, armed with noise-canceling headphones, waiting for you to let your guard down. But now, you know better. Fly smart, stay alert, and take your wallet, your passport, and your sense of security with you, where they're safest where you are. If you've picked up something new today, or if you've ever had an encounter with in-flight thievery, post a comment below. I want to hear it. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video with that friend of yours who always leaves their bag wide open on the plane. Because the worst thing that can happen when someone gets robbed mid-air is knowing you made it simple.